If you are like us, you are always looking for the latest and greatest techniques and hacks for writing. I just found out about this crazy hack and I wanted you guys to see it first.
This is like one of the coolest features I've seen, especially with Ableton 12. Super sick. I can't wait.
Today, we are going to show you the ultimate hack for coming up with drop rhythms. Stay tuned for the rest of the video. We're going to be giving away a free preset from TEAROUT Volume 2. We just don't know which one yet. What's up, everybody? My name's Parker Ament.
My name's Danny Ferrari.
And we are Excellent Sound. Today, we are going over this crazy hack that I just found out about with helping you write drop rhythms. It's absolutely insane. I just found out about this a couple of weeks ago, and you know that we had to jump on YouTube and show you.
I don't think it's fair for you to say that you just found out about it, because I feel like you discovered this. Maybe you watched something. I'm still new to it too, so this is like a little new to me too. But I feel like you watched something and then you use that to apply to this new technique. Which is super sick. It makes writing drops a breeze. I love stuff like this. You love stuff like this.
Yep.
We know you guys are going to love stuff like this.
Yeah, so this technique, it's pretty creative. It's actually used for something else, but we're using it to create drop rhythms. Let's jump into the video. I'm going to show you how to make sick drop rhythms like this. Believe it or not, that took me 2 seconds. It is so crazy. We're going to jump into it. What helps me writing drops is I always got to set up a build. You could steal somebody else's build, or you can use TEAROUT Volume 2.
Available now.
Exactly. What I did is I set up a nice little build right here, and I used some drums from TEAROUT Volume 2. I used Kick 06, which is really dope, and I used this special kick snare. This I have never seen in another sample pack. I just wanted to take a break and just show you guys this. We have a certain folder that are filled with kick claps. It's a perfect kick that is layered under a clap. And this like just makes TEAROUT for me. You know what I'm saying? It took us a long time to kind of figure out how to get that nice groove in the drums without having to layer a bunch of drums. So this is what I did. It's just alternating between the kick and the kick clap. And then here's with the top loop. So this really helps me and Danny kind of get into the vibe of let's write a drop. That is super important. The other thing that I want to mention too is get your sidechain set up correctly, because you're going to be going through a ton of different rhythms. You're going to be going through a ton of different sounds. And if it's not sidechained, you're just not going to get in the vibe. Yeah. We are infamous for producing with a master chain on. Okay. And that's totally okay. We want instant gratification. I'm not producing without a master.
Nope. I want it to sound great right away. Even
anybody who doesn't produce without a master, like,
you're cooler than us.
Let's get straight into this hack, okay? In Ableton 12, there is a brand new MIDI section that has a ton of different features, okay? There's a pitch and time, there's transform, there's generate, okay? And we are going to be focusing on the generate window right here. There are all these different things that you can actually generate without even putting in a MIDI note. So there's rhythm, there's seed, there's shape, there's stacks. So stacks is for chords, shapes is, I believe, for arpeggios, and seed is, I don't even know what a fucking seed is. What is a seed? Yeah, sperm. Yeah.
There you go. That looks like sperm.
Seed just fucking makes a bunch of different, it's like a random like arpeggiator kind of.
Google it. We don't know.
Yeah, Google it.
That's not why we're here.
Yeah, we're not here to fucking show you seeds, dude. We're here to show you rhythm. So this section is traditionally used for drums. With hi-hats, for example, you can set steps to 18 and set your step duration to 16th notes and density all the way up. You got trill hats, but we are going to be using this to write our drop.
Drop rhythms are so important. And I think it's really good that you explain that you need to have an actual fundamental backbone of having the drums and a little bit of rhythm to be able to find those pockets. And this thing, from what you've shown me, is so cool that it sort of generates ideas for you. And then you can sort of build off that. And I'm excited for you to explain what all this stuff does, because I'm fucking confused, but it's sick.
Exactly. So we have a preset right here from TEAROUT Volume 2 called Reload, a really sick gunshot.
Nasty.
Let's write a drop rhythm. I'm going to cover these different knobs, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to highlight the entirety of what we want to generate. So I'm going to do just the entire bar of the drop. And I'm going to set my step duration to 8s. We're going to put the density back up to like what the default is. Usually the default is 4. There's a couple of things that you have to know. So the steps knob is how many steps in your measure, and the step duration knob is how long your measure is going to be before it starts repeating. If we have 8s on the steps knob and then we're on 1/8 step duration and we put density all the way up, every MIDI note is going to be filled. It's kind of like an arpeggiator, but not quite. The second knob that you're going to be wanting to do, this is the secret right here. Let's put the density back up to 4. The density knob is how many MIDI notes are going to be filled within the measure. So if it's all the way up, it's going to fill up every 8th note. And if it's half, it's going to do half. And then you can kind of experiment with this. The pattern is where it gets really cool. All of these from 0 all the way up to 34 are all different preset patterns of 8th notes.
So sick.
Let's just show you how this sounds. This is just a very simple pattern 7. Let's check another one. So if you notice, every measure, it repeats. Now we can get into being creative. So we can mess with the steps. Something that is cool is if you're keeping it on 8s, you can mess with the steps and kind of get an odd time signature, if you will. So avoid 4s.
Syncopation?
Not quite. Syncopation is like sounds going in between each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but very close. So you can come up with really cool rhythms with getting funky numbers. So avoid anything divisible by 4. So 7s.
Like preset rhythms.
They literally mapped out every possible rhythm there is because there's a finite amount of rhythms in music. Ableton just took that and put it into a knob. Let's play with this and, well, let's see if we can come up with something really cool. Ooh. I mean, that's really sick. Let's ride with this. What me and Danny did the other day, which I thought was really cool, instead of highlighting the entire drop, let's just highlight the first riff, if you will. Let's come up with a different riff right here. So we have an A measure and then we have our B measure. Let's see if we can come up with something cool.
Developing your pattern.
Yep. That's a really good, solid A, B for the first one. Now let's come up with another one. So let's highlight this, boom, and let's start generating. Let's come up with something crazy. Let's set. I like that. Let's do another one for the last measure. It's very important to think about this as like, this is writing. This is supposed to inspire ideas that are coming from you. So don't be afraid to just ride with a rhythm that you like and start writing on top of that. You don't have to be turning knobs. This is just to kind of get something inspired.
If you like kind of trust the process, it'll lead you along the way and you'll find out like, oh, I like this little section, this little pocket. Next thing you know, everything's deleted and you're writing off that pocket. It's almost like generating happy accident. It's a happy accident generator.
Exactly. That was a great point, Danny. Once you start messing with this long enough, you're going to kind of find like, oh, pattern 9 is like really cool on 8th notes. Like that's really sick. That's going to get me inspired for something.
Hey, we're doing something really special for all of our patrons right now. If you guys go to our Patreon, you guys can go ahead and get the entire project file of all the drop mashups that we made for TEAROUT Volume 2. There's like 6 drops in there. There's insane sounds. Of course, it's got a lot of sounds from the pack. You guys want to make sure you guys go and check that out. Link is in the description as always. It really helps out the channel and supports us a ton. And we promise you guys won't be disappointed.
Before we get into the secret sauce of what I discovered about this, I want to show you this last button right here. This split knob right here is going to be kind of like random knob. So the higher this goes, the more random these MIDI notes will be generated.
That's
so
cool.
the important part about this split is that it's going to start affecting what this step duration is. It's not going to go outside of it, but it's definitely going to start subdividing it randomly.
So it seems like what it's doing is it's giving a percentage chance of when it's going to split that note.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This is another great way to generate some happy accidents. Now, I'm going to show you guys how to get those swaggy tear out rhythms like this. What I found out is tear out is in threes. Eighth notes is pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of bounce, but it is kind of like a breakdown.
Yeah.
It is like a guitar-y breakdown.
It's like more like old school hardcore.
Yeah.
You know, like a
Straight ahead. Yeah, exactly. What I found out is I really like going into groups of three. So 112 or 1/6, and then generating very weird numbers. And then what you could do is just start going through these patterns. So this one's pretty empty, so let's add some more density to it.
Oh, I like 3.
Yeah. Something important about highlighting your entire drop. When you're playing it back, you get to hear the repeats. You get to hear the loops to see if it's actually grooving like it's tear out or dubstep or whatever you want. You want a chance to hear the repeats because it might not work. You might like this section, but then it gets off over here. So it's very important to I like hearing it 4 times. That's why I highlight it. So let's check out some more. That's pretty sick. Let's try some more. Look at how the pattern, there's so many patterns when you're on this many steps. Yeah. So the higher the steps, the more patterns you get. And you always want to hear the turnaround too to make sure that the actual measure sounds right. This is really cool. I want a little bit less variation, so let's go down on our steps. Let's try 8s. And then let's turn our density down since we're going lower on the steps.
Sick. That's sick.
I really, really like this rhythm. Danny was bobbing his head, so I know that this is a really good rhythm.
It's kind of cool is you're sort of turning these knobs until you hear something and the idea flows in of oh, we should put a note here, here. And I feel like that's what you're kind of looking for is allowing this sort of sequencer to get you to that point of this is the main sort of meat and potatoes of the rhythm that I need. And now let me take that portion and now let me add some other sounds, adding some sustained basses here and there, maybe cutting out some of these notes and changing maybe just a super long bass.
Exactly.
You should start to feel it come together in your head. It should be pretty easy. That's I think the main idea. It's not going to write the full drop for you.
Exactly.
But it's going to inspire you with an idea. I already have 3 or 4 ideas.
And if you think about it, this new technology is really just making us think like the old way of producing on a step sequencer.
Right.
You're just twisting knobs on a step sequencer and finding rhythms on a Linn drum or a TR-808. Those were preset parameters that people would just twist until they got something really cool. Okay, dope. We really like this rhythm. Let's check out some new sounds and see if we can get something going.
That's sick.
Dude, that one is so sick. I love this. Let's save this. Let's find some other ones. Look, I'm the Chuggernaut.
That's right.
That's literally a gunshot bass,
Yeah.
dude. It's so sick.
That's sick.
So there you have it, you guys. If you guys want these serum presets and these samples, go check out TEAROUT Volume 2. It's on sale right now. We got the link in the description. Brand new sounds, 120 presets, tons of samples, bass loops, one-shots. I think this is our biggest folder of bass one-shots.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
Not our biggest, but it's as big as what we would put in a big pack. It's 170 bass one-shots, and we did bass loops this time, and there's a lot of bass loops. Let's say you don't have Ableton 12, you can utilize those bass loops to sort of come up with some cool rhythm ideas because they already have rhythms in there, and maybe you don't like the sounds, maybe you switch them out, but you can get ideas by cutting those up too.
I think there's something to be said with using new technology to help you write. AI is super important right now. Like, that's the big thing. Artists are scared, producers are scared. I think that everybody should embrace new technology, whether it be AI, whether it be a new plugin. It's pretty insane. I'm super stoked on this Ableton 12 feature and this crazy, crazy hack. If you guys enjoyed this Ableton 12 tutorial, let us know what you guys want to see, and we're going to go into it. I've been really enjoying Ableton 12, and I dare to say we might just never go back to 11. So everybody better watch out. If you guys are a new patron, join the Producer Vault. We got a little surprise for you in there. I'm not going to say anything else. Just join the producer tier. There's a really nice surprise for you.
Nice little surprise for you guys.
Thank you guys for watching. We will see you on the next one.
Peace.